This is the disclaimer for the video you're about to watch, as well as all videos belonging to the Lynn Wick channel on all platforms on which we operate this channel. No part of this publication, which includes this YouTube video, may be reproduced, stored in a retrievable system, or transmitted in any form or by any means except as permitted by the United States Copyright Act without the prior express written consent of the broadcaster, Lynn Wick. While we use our best efforts to prepare content for this site, we make no representation or warranties with respect to the accuracy or completeness of the content of the videos, including any content, links, or resources shared by third parties. Furthermore, all parties specifically disclaim any express or implied warranties of merchantability or fitness for a particular purpose. The advice and strategies contained herein may not be suitable for your situation. No legal advice or financial advice is being given herein, as we are not attorneys or financial advisors. You should consult with a professional where appropriate. No liability or damages shall take place because of this content. Furthermore, your use of this site and watching these videos confirms your agreement that the state of Ohio law applies to all disputes relating to this site, videos, and venue. For all claims and disputes relating to this site and videos shall be in the state of Ohio.
God saying something big is gonna happen. I hear him whisper, just keep your eyes on me. He's getting ready to open doors no man can shut. He's getting ready to tear down every wall that's been holding you up. So don't lose faith, now don't turn away. Keep your heart steady in the place you pray, because what he promised is on its way, and the blessing's closer than it's ever been today. Something big is gonna happen in your life. God is getting ready to turn it all around. Something good is gonna make it right. Chains will break and favor will abound. So lift your head, lift your eyes. He's moving right before your eyes.
Before something incredible happens in your life, everything seems to fall apart. The struggles get heavier, the road gets rougher, and you start questioning whether you're even on the right path. But listen, that's not the time to quit. That's the time to recognize God is setting you up for something big. When God is about to bless you beyond what you can imagine, he won't just give it to you without preparation. No. He will shake things up. He will remove what doesn't belong, refine your faith, and test your patience, because what he's about to give you is too big for the old version of you to handle. So if you're going through challenges, if things seem uncertain, if you feel like you're on the edge of something but you just can't see it yet, pay attention. Because when God is about to move in a mighty way, he will show you these 7 signs. Life has a way of testing you when you're on the edge of something great. You ever notice that? Just when you think you're about to step into a new level, just when you feel that breakthrough coming, everything starts going wrong. The pressure increases, the attacks come out of nowhere, and it feels like you're fighting battles you never signed up for. It's not a coincidence. It's not bad luck. It's a sign.
is about to elevate you. He will give you your hardest battles. And he will also reveal the hearts of everyone around you so you can see whether you take these people to the next level of your life or not. Because God knows your heart. He knows that you'll take people with you into your successes, into your next level of life. But he also knows the heart of the people around you. And if they don't have good intentions for you, if he knows they're going to hinder you, he's going to stop it. He's going to reveal their hearts to you, and you're going to be like, whoa, what just happened? You know they're going to act up out of nowhere. You're not going to know why. Could be a ending of a relationship, of a friendship. Whatever it may be, God will reveal their heart to you and will force you to cut it for you to go to your next level of life.
Control, not you. You can't control tomorrow, but guess what? He already knows. He already knows what's coming up against you. He already knows where you have to go. He already knows the people that you are going to see. He already knows how he wants to use you. Do you believe that? That God wants to use you? Every day we get to wake up and move by faith and believe in God's promises. And so within this series, the vision is not only to teach you to believe in God's promises, it's to help you step into his promises.
Romans 8:31, that if God is for us, who can possibly be against us? That means that when your back is against the wall, when you feel like there is nowhere to go, no one to turn to, no options left, when you feel defeated, when you feel abandoned, when you feel like there is no way forward, you got to remember the covenant faithfulness of the God that you serve. You got to remember all the ways that God came through for you on your behalf in your past. And if he did it back then, he will do it again. If he parted the sea in your history, he's going to make a way forward in your future, in your present. But you just got to keep going. You got to say, God, I might not be able to figure it out, but I know that you can. I know that you will provide me with everything that I need to get through this moment. That you will part this sea so I can take a step through on dry ground. Because if you are for me, then who can possibly be against me? So today, remind yourself of that. No matter what your obstacle, no matter what your encumbrance, no matter what you are up against, no matter what challenges you might be confronted with this day, you got to remember that you have the Lord of the heavenly armies on your side. He is going ahead of you. He is fighting your battles for you, and he is with you always, even till the end of the age.
"2026 gonna be a goddamn year.
New aura.
2026 gonna be a goddamn year. Every door you open, I walk right through. 2026 gonna be a goddamn year. Goddamn. I came out the fire with praise on me. Last year tried me, but it didn't break me. What I survived don't make no sense. If it wasn't for grace, I wouldn't be here. I saw him move when I had no plan. He made a way when I couldn't stand. So when they ask me how I got here, I point up and say, God's dead. I ain't flexing, I'm testifying, and everyone got heaven's signature. If you knew what he brought me through, you'd shout it to no filter. 2022's gonna be a godly year. Overflow favor everywhere. What I prayed in tears, I'm living clear. 2026's gonna be a godly year. No luck, no hype, no shortcuts here. Every blessing got his fingerprints. If it hadn't for me this year, it was God did, period. I stopped explaining my testimony. They wouldn't understand my praise. I watched him flip my situation in the quiet, unseen ways. Some things he blocked, I thanked him later. Some delays were saving me. Now I'm walking in answered prayers with a whole new clarity. Say God did, God did, say God did, God did, God did. If he healed you, God did. If he kept you, God did. If he carried you, God did. If he healed you, God did. 2026 gonna be a godly year. 2026 gonna be joy coming back, no fear. Every promise getting closer now. Yeah, I can feel it in the atmosphere. From the pit to the promised land, from the prayer to the praise. 2026 is gonna be a godly year, and I'm shouting it every day. Ooh, God did. I'm not guessing. Hey, hey, God did. I'm declared. Oh dear, God did. Hey, 2026.
Good morning, Grand Rising family. Wow, it's been forever. We almost came up over the weekend because we thought something was going to happen, but again, it kiboshed. Well, we still have our faith because we know it's going to happen. Everything is being talked about now, and we have Mark actually had some contact with someone, and we have other ones that are now starting with bank stories again. I don't know. I haven't vetted them, but it's good to hear that we've got noise going on. Now, vetting them, I don't know if I can do that because they're not from my channel. So I don't know if I can do that. But it's just good that people are going to the banks and asking questions. I'll tell you, I am so tired of snow. We once again, as I'm sure you guys did too, we got snow, and more snow. I think I'm a little tired of snow. I'm not even sure I like the word anymore. I looked out yesterday and said, oh, good, nothing. All of a sudden I look out and I went, oh my goodness. So I had to take Harley out and I was like, whoa. My pants got completely soaked from the foot to the middle of the leg from all ice and snow. Poor Harley. He looked like a covered polar bear, but a teeny one. It was so cute. Anyway, you know, guys, you got to take things like that and laugh at them. Because you know what? I had a couple days where I just didn't feel like I wanted to laugh. But then all of a sudden, something happened, like me taking Harley out. And he had me laughing. And it was like, wow, Harley. So, guys, I really hope, and I pray a lot, that things come to an end. We don't know when. No matter how hard I try to find things, that's one thing I cannot find. We got events. Nope, they took them out. Have you heard of any? Mm-mm. So this morning, we're still going to have a good time. We have information. We definitely do not have sunshine. But we're here and we're together. And that's all what it cares. God loves us and we love him. And that's all that matters. So this morning, let's get started. Let's stop the chat and let's go to prayer. Father, we come to you this morning. We thank you for waking us up, letting us have our favorite beverage, and sitting down to relax. Even though we had a great sleep, we get to get up and do the things we need to do. I had someone tell me that they feared to go to sleep. And I asked why. And they said, because they didn't know you. And so we asked you to pray with us, that you would give her peace and calm. There's nothing to be afraid of. Father, we ask you to guide us this morning and to be with those that need prayer, that need love and grace and forgiveness. For sometimes we don't know what we do and that we hurt people, but we don't mean to. Father, I ask that you would always walk with us. Give us the signs we need to see. Guide us as we go. We know the time isn't yet, but your word is the greatest word of all. As we read the Bible, that's the whole story, if it's the right one. So guide us. Give us that direction you want us to go in. And may we always remember who is always in control. And bless everyone here that's in this family, that's listening, and those to come. May they find you here in a safe place. And this, Father, we asked this morning. And we said, amen. All right, let's get started. We're going to do our meet and greets this morning. Yes, we are. So, who's in first? Oh, who's second? Who came in third? Oh, forget that one. Let's see who we got in here first. Oh, Jocelyn is first. Yes, she is. David's in. My face says, good morning, everyone. Good morning. Candace says, bonjour, family. So much happening. Hope everyone is safe. Really? Is it really happening? Earl says, grand rising to you all. I still have the scratchiness going on. Ugh. Wow, you guys are really chatting. Lynn O says, good morning, Lynn, Jim, mods, and all other. Glad we are back together this morning. Hope everyone that is in the path of the storms are all okay as we pray. Yes, ma'am. Krista says, good morning and grand rising and hello from Rhode Island. We got 32 inches plus at snow before and more snow coming. I know, so do we. But we don't have no 32 inches quite yet. Or probably 20, 18, somewhere around there. I tell you, I don't know why they're bringing all the snow. It goes away and then it's right back again. We enjoyed 3 days of nice weather. I mean, you can't take your coat up, but it was still nice weather. And then it comes, boom. What is happening? No. Question mark, question mark. Sunny says, good morning, family. Good morning. I am Helena, says Grand Rising, Lynn, Ghost Mods, and the rest of the beautiful people. Blessings. Blessings, sweetheart. My journey says, good morning, everyone. Good morning. Earl says, it's a beautiful morning, family. Yes, it is. Kenda says, Grand Rising, beautiful souls, sending love back to work. We'll be listening. Oh, you'll be okay. We dread that work, but we'll be okay. We're always okay. We may not want to go back, but it's Monday, right? No, it's Tuesday. I forget my days. Grandma Bess says, oh, she's talking. Lee says, Grand Rising family had a couple of chilly days. Now we are headed back to the 90s. Ooh, pool time. Can I come? You got a pool? Gordy says, peace, love, and prayers to all of you. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Gordy. Jerry says, Grand Rising from Dutchess County, upstate New York. Let's go. I agree. Boy, it's wonderful how you respect everybody, isn't it? Everybody saying good morning. How are you? It's so nice to see that. Bernard says, good morning, all. It's a great day when you can fog a mirror in the morning. Really? Linda says, good morning, Lynn and family. I survived the blizzard, asking for prayers for my Linda, who is having heart mother-in-law Linda, who is having heart surgery this morning. Okay. I gotcha. Samantha says, good morning, Sunshine Lynn, Ghost and Faithful Family. With a huge smile, please hit the like button and have a great day. Look at that dancing. Thank you, Samantha. Good morning, Trout King. Good morning, my beautiful mods. How are you? Hey, my goodness. I feel like I haven't seen you guys forever. Sassafras says, good morning, family. Sending love and prayers. Good morning. Jan says, number 64, Lynn, Ghost, mods and all. Stay healthy, feeding kids. You also, sweetheart. Thank you. And feed those kids good. Pamela says, peaceful and sunshiny, warm rising. Oh, yes. Earl says, hey, Mrs. President Lynn and Vice President Ghost. Oh, I don't think I want that position. Thank you, Earl. No. That's not me. See, Papalaki says, Grand Rising, Lynn and family. Cold morning in North Minnesota. I'm sorry, cold morning in Minnesota. 19 degrees. 19. Everybody's got 19. Yeah. Guess who's doing it? Or supposedly. Jamie says, good morning, Lynn, Ghost and family. Good morning. Deborah says, good morning. Wikis from a liberal, frosty Florida. At least you don't have snow. Henry says, Lynn, Ghost, mods and all. Sending prayers, cats, and something from Jan. Good morning. Deborah says, good morning, everyone. Good morning. Nancy says, good morning. We are in an emergency here on Cape Cod. Driving ban and no power throughout the island. Wow. Peg says, Grand Rising Beautiful Family. I have moved in and still unpacking. It is so good to be back. We're glad you're back, Peg, and you got moved. Guy says, good morning, Lynn, Jim, Mods, and Chat family from a chilly South Carolina. Wishing you all a fantastic day. God's blessings, love and hugs. Loretta and Randall. Good morning, Guy. Good morning, Miss Loretta. Betty says, good morning, family. Seems like forever since we chatted. I know, right? I'm sorry. They didn't come out yesterday. And they had a schedule that they were supposed to be out and they didn't come out. And then after I thought about it this morning, with all the snow, they wouldn't come out. So I don't know why I was anticipating for them to be out there. So if I'd have figured that one out, I'd have been up. But it was too late when I said, oh, man. So, these days, they seem like they're colliding together, or I don't remember what day it is, or are you guys having that, or am I just stressing out? I don't know. But I really don't stress. I get mad, but I don't stress. I got you, Garnetta. Earl, I do not want to be with that title. Leno says, good morning, Lynn. Glad to be here again. We're glad you're here, sweetheart. Peg says, good morning, everyone. Good morning. Oh, I am so ready for spring. Ghost said yesterday to Harley, hey, next month you'll have good weather. I says, it's only March. We still get snowstorms. What are you talking about? I know it. I don't think they're going to let this up yet. I just don't. But I pray they do, because I'm telling you, I've had enough of this. Yesterday, or was it the day before? Oh. It was yesterday. I was back in the other room, and I hear this shroom. I thought, what in the world? Even Harley jumped up. And I walked out here, and I didn't see nothing. And I saw the snow coming down, and I says, what is that? I don't know, but whatever it was, either it's gone and I don't see it, or I'm gone and you don't see me. I don't know what that was, but it scared the crap out of me. It felt like something was coming down on the house. It just, oh my goodness. Good morning, Viola. DG says, good morning, everyone. Good morning. Stephanie says, grand rising, everyone. Grand rising. Brenda says, howdy from Texas. Going to be 75 today. Me and my son going to go ride our bicycles. Oh, I would love to do that. The Great Firmament bed. What is that, David? Levanti says, grand rising, everyone. Grand rising. And Brad says, good morning, all. Good morning. Jeffrey says, good morning, beautiful people. Good morning. Tammy says, grand rising, Len and Ghost. Missed you guys. Missed you too. We missed you all. I really do miss you. Sunshine RV says, good morning, everyone. God bless us all. Absolutely. James says, good morning, everyone. Good morning. Jamie says, Len, I never been in a chat like this with all the love. God led, definitely. Aw, God bless you, Jamie. Callie Girl says, good morning, everyone, from sunny California. My 12th grandchild, born 2/18/26, 6 boys, 6 girls. Oh, congratulations, Callie Girl. Wow. How can that happen? 6 and 6. Wow. That's a handful. I got grandkids, but mine are all grown up. Thomas says, good morning to all from Nova Scotia, 20 miles from Death Valley, starting to warm up here. Good for you. We need that here. Night, Trout King. Trisha says, good morning from chilly South Texas. Good morning. Eloise says, good morning and God bless. I'm here and listening. Thank you, Len. You are welcome. Brighter Day says, greeting, Len, Jim, and everyone in chat. It's a beautiful day today, sending love and positive energy along with prayers to all. Thank you, Brighter Day. It makes our day brighter. See? Power out 17 hours. No coincidence. You know, I got this pamphlet in the mail. It was just a pamphlet. And I kept opening it. And I said, what the heck? What is this? So I just decided to go to the last page. And you know how many pages it was? 17. I was watching a movie the other day. And they were talking about this lady who was doing for the military. And she was going to retire and everything. And the guy says to her, well, you can't retire. You got 17 books you have to go in there and read. Are you guys hearing 17 everywhere? Is this a setup? I heard it last week, like over and over and over. And then I heard it again all weekend. And I'm like, what is happening with this number? There is no coincidences. Could be, Gordy. Missy Girl says, good morning, everyone. Hope everyone has a blessed day. Thank you. Oh, he said, sorry. Meant to say medbed. I got a video I'm going to show you about the medbed. Momos is coming in late, hoping everyone has a blessed day. You also. Golden Arrow says, good morning from Kentucky to everyone. Prayers and flowers for Miss Lynn. Aw, thank you, Golden Arrow. How sweet. Missy Girl says, did anyone see the video of Jesselyn Maxwell and her brother in Quebec? She isn't in jail. Guy called her name and she looked around. He asked her if she was Jesselyn and she said no. It was. You got a continuation? Ron says, hello, family. Hello, Ron. Okay, so David said, at Missy Girl, yes, saw that. The movie is unraveling. Yes, hearing and seeing 17 everywhere. I know, right? Melanie says, good morning, Linda, mods, and chat family. Pray you are all doing well. Number 183 today and on per usual. Please smash that like button. Absolutely. And good morning. Donna says, good morning, Lynn. My husband and I met August 17th, 1975. He was led to rest on February 17th, 2026. Uh-oh, we got numbers there. Donna, my condolences, sweetheart. I'm sure the family and I agree that if you need anything, let us know. All right, to give you an update on Lois's brother, he did pass away. For those that don't know, please still keep her in your prayers. Anybody who's got someone who's passed away recently, please say a prayer for them. Because a lot of people are hurting, not just from not having a home, but they're losing their spouses and their children. And this shouldn't be happening. You know, I truly believe that God doesn't take us at an early age. Because in the Bible, he's lived how many years? God said, man lives how many years? We have people dying at such a young age. I don't believe that God is doing that. I believe it's from all the food, medication, radiation, doctors, hospitals. I believe they're the ones who's taking our children and our families, our friends, our relatives, our neighbors, from everything that they've put into our bodies. But when you don't know about it, you keep taking it. We've got to stop this. And I'm gonna tell you something what I found out. Do not buy anything that says organic. It isn't organic. I started buying organic because I believed that organic was the best way to go. It looked better. It was fresh. Well, then I found out that they're spraying, they're putting drugs on them. When is this going to stop? They are changing out the food, though. I know here they're changing it out. Now, it's not fast, but it's just a few things. But the 2 aisles that I went in, which I told you, I think, last week, they were stocked. And there were no names that I knew. But when you look in the back, they had only 3 and 4 ingredients in it. That's it. Not all that great big writing at the bottom where you could see like the ugliness in there. And afterwards, you couldn't even tell what they were, or you couldn't even say them. You had to get on your phone and type in the word to see what it meant, or at least I did. And I thought I was pretty smart, but how they come up with these words, I have no idea. Sorry, I got off onto that tangent. The sellers are paid to put an organic label on the products. Yes. And you know what? They buy that up like crazy out there. I didn't. I picked and chose, but it doesn't matter. They're still in there. But you should see everybody. They head right to the organic aisles, right to them. And you can't say anything to them because they don't want to hear it. Now, does that tell you people are awake? All right, I think we got everybody in today. I hope I didn't miss anything. Oh, I see you. Have Angels Will Travel says, hey, Lynn, just read a statistic. Hold on. Worldwide, including birth, only 89% of people who were here yesterday today are not. Say what? Where'd you read that from? Beach Life says Grand Rising family. Taco Tuesday. Good morning. Bernard says bioengineered ingredients. Look at the ingredients and how you buy. There are some that doesn't have that word on there, but they have it in it. see the way they manipulated it? You got to remember 2 years ago, they changed something in the verbiage. But if you look up that verbiage, it's the same thing. So it doesn't say bioengineered. It doesn't say like, trust me, I know. I see these people buying it and I look at it up and I go, holy cow. But even when I try to tell them, oh, no, that's not what that means. It means this. And they don't want to hear it. Good morning, Richard. So here's the question I asked over the weekend to someone. Everybody wants to put in a garden for food. Is the soil good? I question that one. I know the chemtrails, not right now, they're making snow and rain and everything else, but the chemtrails were coming down to clean the earth and to cleanse. So did they fix it on Mother Earth? Uh-oh, we got salt trucks out. Ghost just said, even if you grow your own and they use chemtrails, how you protect your homegrown crops? See, you beat me to it. But that's true. How do you? And even if you go and get the organic, now we know that that's not any good. Do we? Trout King, how can you have it tested? Greenhouse. You're still getting soil in a bag. All right, we got everybody in. If I missed you, good morning, Grand Rising. Let's get started for today. We got a lot of mix and match going on, but we're going to cover those things, okay? So let's get started this morning. And let's see who we're going to start with. Okay, so he did this 5 hours ago.
I just got to say this. I don't even know how to say this, but listen, this is why it's so important to understand the Q operation, the military operation that's been going on for the last 8 years. Because if you don't, it's going to look very dark. Everyone thinks like there's content creators pushing fear that, oh, this is war in Mexico. This is this is that. And America is going to be involved. America is going to go to war with Iran. And now North Korea's got nukes and Kim Jong-un. And this, see, that's all fear mongering and not understanding. Let me promise you one thing. Trump did not get the Board of Peace together. Trump did not end all these wars so we could go to war. And trust me, he definitely thought about the gangs and the cartels a long time ago. It's a country like literally connected to us. And he also made them terrorist organizations, MS-13, all that. And remember how much was happening with removing the cartels in our country over the last 6 months to a year that you saw, right? So this is a part of the movie script playing out to expose many things and to show everybody what would have happened if Trump did not get in 16, because they would have fulfilled their new world order. They would have put us in a civil war. And they would have put us in a new nuclear war with probably North Korea, which, by the way, Kim Jong-un does not run North Korea. And the puppet masters are definitely trying to get something started with North Korea. But the Patriots, the military, are in full control and you are watching a movie play out on your devices. And you got to understand that, while also understanding this is a great awakening. How do you wake people up? Well, I'll tell you this. I thought it'd be the Federal Reserve and the central bank system, but it wasn't. I thought it'd be trafficking children and, all the stuff with consuming babies. It wasn't. It's going to take a serious event. So things are playing out, but we do not fear. We stay connected to the vine, and we know that God wins. This is all going to lead to freedom and sovereignty, one nation under God. All right,
Okay, so there is going to be an event that's majorly going to shake everybody to the core. Do you think it's the aliens? Nah. What do you think it is? He's in the military, actually. What do you think is going to rip them apart and shatter their life? Nope, they've been making arrests and nobody is saying a word. There was all kinds of arrests going over the weekend and last week, so nobody said a word. Nope, the children was mentioned over and over on mainstream media over the weekend. And they were also talking about it last week. Do you see them get in an uproar? They could be an EBS either. Okay, why do I say they won't be an EBS? Because what's going to shake you to the core doesn't need an EBS. Someone come on and explain it to you, just like Nixon did. There was your hint. Nope, no conventions and tribunals. They already did that one. I don't know about nuclear, but I don't think that's it. Because they've been talking nuclear for a while now. And no. Yes and no on the financial crash. Well, there's two parts to that. So let me explain this to you. We already told you the stock market is being held up. So is the money. Once they let that down and it goes bye-bye, you have a crash. That is the scare event. Not aliens, not what they're putting out there. That's the crash, is the scare event. Aren't you? Now, you don't know anything about going on. Nothing. And all of a sudden, you get something on your phone or you go to the bank and there's no money. You don't think they're going to be, where's my money? Where's my money? Just like 1933? Huh? Oh, yeah. You get them in their pocket. And that's what they're going to do. They're going to grab all that money and they're going to swoop it away. But we know it's a good thing. See, they don't know that. They don't want to wake up. Just like one of the other podcasters said, these people just don't want to wake up no matter what we do. I said, wow, he's awake. But he also said, He said, when that crash comes, they better know what hit them. I said, nothing like being polite. You can't tell them, you've got to show them. I have lost so many people in my circle that just don't believe that the market's going to crash. They said, oh, I agree it's going down, as in, the rates and things. And I said, no. Guys, you got to start telling them, be prepared. It's going to happen. It may not be as bad as we think it is, but it will be for them because we are prepared. At least I know most of you are. Star says, shoot, I said the money financial crash would make everybody at once, would wake everybody at once and have been told nope. Oh, yes, it will. Think about it. Well, we were too young. Look what just happened in 2008. You don't think panic didn't set in? But then who rescued the world in 2008? There was no Trump then, but who was there? And it wasn't the president. We need to get people awake. But like you said, I'm done trying. I don't think I'll ever be done. You look at them and I feel so sorry for them. And then I go over and I say, you know what? By the time I've said something to them, I'm always saying, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that. But I do mean to say that. But their looks on their face, like, I don't know. I'm a softie. I can't help it. All right. I want you to listen to this one. My mic is open. This is explaining how history repeats itself and where we are right now.
Book as the 1890s World Fair McKinley tariffs combination. So people can look into 1890s to 1893. It's the exact same playbook. You had tariffs, you had farmers go under, you had gold and silver go through the roof, and then you have this crazy time that occurs with it. And for people to be aware, Trump quoted McKinley like as his ideas. So people should be aware of, like, they're telling you the playbook, like, type of thing. And silver right now is at $90 an ounce. This is the highest silver has ever been, and it is only going to keep going up because of the fact that the Federal Reserve System is printing money right now. It's called quantum easing, and they're printing money like crazy. And what happens is, this is the same thing they did during 2020. They're trying to balance the inflation, which they cause the inflation. There's really no access to getting more silver. So people should look into this. All of the trade deals for people getting silver. This is why when you go to places like a bullion, you go on like a bullion website, you go to silver and you just see sold out. Every single bullion, every single everything. This is the same playbook.
So remember I told you that they're no longer using the Bible or the calendars. They're now in the playbook. That's part of the playbook. This history is repeating itself. Not all, but many of us. That was a great video. All right, so I know I mentioned this a few months ago about Danny Thomas and Marlo. And a couple of you, actually a lot of you, not you, but I mean a lot of people that heard this backlashed me over it. Again, be careful who you trust and believe. Just about anybody who mentions children from any industry is involved. They don't have to work in a hospital. They don't have to work in a business, but they can be involved. And I said this before, and they said, no, no, no. So somebody finally picked up on what I was trying to say, and it was Sacred Blue Tent. So I'm going to read this to you. Okay, the Sacred Blue Tent, the truth about satanic Danny Thomas and St. Jude's Hospital. Well, I went into here. I'm going to try to read as much as I can. This was such corruption, still going, people still giving money, but I don't think as much anymore. But I know they are giving. They aren't doing their yearly they used to come on every year like asking for donations, but like ringing a bell and all that stuff, and it well, no. So this is Satanic Jude's Children's Hospital. I haven't watched normal TV in over 20 years, but I recently went on a road trip that required me to stay in a place where TV was available. When I could stomach it, I would watch it just as out of curiosity, because I have avoided it for many years. I have been astonished by the amount of St. Jude's Children's Hospital commercials that have been on. No matter what state I'm in, those commercials are, and okay, they're always on. They are consistently pounding you with commercials of sick children that you need to donate to, showing you how sick they are and trying to guilt you into helping them by donating money. So many since my mother recently died from the Pfizer lethal injection from blood clotting. I called St. Jude and told them I was thinking about donating, but I wanted to know if the children they are helping are required to have a COVID injection, because I know COVID vaccines are lethal. I went through the many people and I had no one to give me a straight answer as to whether they are required, those children, to be vaccinated before they have treated them. None would give me straight answers. We all know why. Part of the reason I was asking is that I have a cousin who was not given treatment in a hospital because he would not take the vax. They kept trying to pass me off to someone else. They tell me that all these kids that they say they are helping are actually required to get a COVID vax. So those kids already have death sentences. I tried to explain to them, but they kept giving me a robotic reply. Most of the idiot parents in those commercials have no idea that their kids are probably sick from vaccines to begin with. Vaccines that has caused their children's illnesses. And now the evil hospitals are trying to get more money from them. in this most diabolical thing, but not the pure genius. They cause the problem and then profit off the solution, but there is never a true solution. Only this time, because of the COVID lethal injection, most will die off before anyone notices. These adrenochrome addicted NDO demons have been doing this for decades. St. Jude is part of it. All hospitals are. The entire medicine pharma industry needs to be burned to the ground. I hope others will right call St. Jude's. It is pure evil that will be doing the children and humanity as a whole. Then it has a link to www.study.org, which is secure. It says, please don't ignore this. Please write or call them. There you go. You guys already know this. I would never take a shot in there, not unless I'm asleep when they're doing it. I don't take their medications. I bring them from home. I even caution the soap because soap comes from the evil industry. So now we're boiling down to where we almost can't use nothing, or we got to make it ourselves. And me, myself, I don't have the utensils to make it or the money to buy it. So they force you in to purchasing and to donating. So I've stopped and cut off everything to all the hospitals to donate. And I hated it about the children. But I'm going to tell you something. They've been doing this for so many years. And none of my parents, none of us knew it. Because when I found out, I cried. Because the first thing I thought of was the children in these hospitals. And the parents not knowing. Or could you even go to them and tell them? This is corruption beyond corruption. And as I said, they almost killed every one of our seniors through COVID. You may not have seen it. You may not have heard about it. But more died than they were willing to tell you. But it wasn't COVID. And you'll hear about that story at another time. Stop donating. Please stop donating to these hospitals. And we had something from Mark yesterday. I think it was yesterday morning. I want you to listen to this. It's good. Let me make sure I get that even. Okay, I think it's there. There it goes.
All right, let's start talking about it. And when we start this discussion, remember the rumors are running at just an obscene. They are up, down, they're conflicting, they're agreeing. It's difficult to figure out what is real and what is not because we're getting conflicting stories out of different groups, which to me, or some different stories out of the same groups. So for me, it's very obvious that we have a extreme level of information, disinformation, some real, some not, being spread right now, because it's very interesting. I have a couple of bond sources that very much believe that QFS spins up completely tomorrow. Not kind of, sort of, and we get announcements. Sounds great, right? Hope they're right. But to me, it's very interesting because some of these same groups, I'm hearing reports of certain key individual on the bond side that they have been paid. Then I reach out, no, I haven't been paid, but my buddy, blah, has been paid. So we are getting really conflicting information on that front. But what I'm getting out of some of the bigger bond groups and some currency groups that are attached to sovereigns is they have great expectations for your week. Doesn't mean it's going to happen, but it's only Monday morning. This is highly unusual to have this much static on a Monday morning. Usually we're not getting this until Tuesday or Wednesday. So I'm hopeful. Just stay calm, because there's a lot to sort through, because we are getting so many conflicting ones, which is making betting a pain in the butt. Easier, but more time set, or should I say demanding, more demands, because you have to go chase each one, and then you've got to talk to the individual, get their story, compare it, or what they see happening or what they've been told. It's getting interesting. But I'm really surprised by the number of bond groups and sovereign groups that say the same thing on QFS, possibly as early as tomorrow, now that they are moving forward. And that sounds really good. Now, can we see anything? Because I really want to see something. It's kooky out there. We're going to get into Iraq, but some folks asking on the bond side, and they're saying, they're being told, at least a couple of mine, that they will release them when they release the QFS, and then they were told they're going to release tomorrow. I don't know.
Okay, is my mic open? I think so. I stopped it for a reason. He's saying they're waiting for the QFS to go online and to go live. Is that correct? Is that what he's saying? You're on the QFS, Mark. Why are you not telling him that? Well, you've been on it for how long now? What did he just say? Come on, Mark. Wakey. You know better. Guys, we have been on the QFS, and you know that. You don't sign up for nothing. You don't go anywhere. It's already online and been working for a year. There is nothing else sitting next beside it. It's on its own. Now, does it have perks to it? Yes. Does it have some downfalls? Yes. You haven't seen those yet, but they're coming. And then you got to make your decision whether or not you like it, and then you got to stick with it. Why would Mark say that? He knows that it's already here. He even said it was Dr. Scott Young. He said that, I don't know. How long ago did I listen to him? Oh, it's been long. It's been a while, but that's when he said it. They both were talking about it. So why would he say this yesterday morning? I heard that and I went, Mark, like he could hear me. But we've been on it. So why are you going back to this again? I don't know.
Let's see. There's so much going on. I don't know whether to take it seriously, ignore it. Oh, I mean, we heard it was going to be crazy like this when it went. Let's handle the...
Now, we did hear that it was going to be crazy. But we also was told that a war would happen for the cover for us to go. So, which is it? Is it just a scramping around? Or is it a war and we go through it for protection? I don't know. But I'm going to find out.
Assassin and the Mar-a-Lago, or the attempted assassinate, or the attempted... I don't know what you want to call it. We're going to talk about it, though. And for those that have not heard, we will be getting into another North Carolinian that went cuckoo and tried to get into Mar-a-Lago with a gun. This one with a...
Yeah, I'm not getting into that one. Okay, so he just said that there was a Floridian that was trying to get into Mar-a-Lago. I'm not getting into that story. Again, it's a cover-up for something else. So I'm not getting into that right now. Not unless they change the narrative to it. It's not even important. I think Mark means when they are switched. No, they don't need to be switched. Why would they need to be switched? I know, real. Hey, we donated to them. A lot of people did. I can't say anything about that forever. It's no longer running side by side. It has not for over 6 months. It has not. And I told you this, that they finally pulled it apart and we were running speed ahead. And now we're in it. There's no going back. Once it happened, there's no going back. No turning back. Didn't Q say that? What do you mean no one knows the truth, Missy? Yeah, Mark's okay. I mean, he does a good podcast, but why would he say the QFS isn't... Well, we all make mistakes. Thank you, Mr. Mark. All right, so this is done about the State Union, but it goes a little bit further. The State of the Union is today, by the way. And I did hear that not much was going to be talked about, and it was going to go like 2 hours or like an hour and a half. Something like that. I don't know.
That's now doing well. We have the greatest economy we've ever had. We have the most activity we've ever had. I'm making a speech tomorrow night, and you'll be hearing me say that. I mean, it's going to be a long speech because we have so much to talk about.
That was President Trump just this morning. And the speech he's talking about, of course, is the State of the Union, which is happening tomorrow night. So the question is, what exactly is Trump going to talk about? And when he says long speech, how long is long? Well, let's first start with the big 3 things that Trump will definitely be talking about. You should know, of course, all presidents use the State of the Union to highlight what they see as their accomplishments. And they also use the speech to lay out their vision for the country's future. So when it comes to Trump's speech tomorrow night, the first thing we know he's going to talk about, of course, is the economy. He believes, as you just heard, that this economy is the best in U.S. history. He often says things like the U.S. is the hottest country in the world. So expect him to say those kinds of things tomorrow night, too. And it's possible he's going to say something like what he just said last week.
And then I have to listen to the fake news talking about affordability. Affordability. You notice, what word have you not heard over the last 2 weeks? Affordability. Because I've won affordability. I had to go out and talk about it.
Now, saying something like that during the State of the Union may not be the wisest choice, especially because polling says that you generally do not agree with him on affordability. Most Americans believe the cost of living is still out of control and things are still too expensive. So it'll be interesting to watch tomorrow night how Trump frames what he sees as an accomplishment on this economy within the context of how you feel about the cost of living and affordability. As a side note, I would also watch how President Trump talks about the Supreme Court tariff decision, especially since some, not all, but some of the justices will be in attendance. They're going to be sitting right in the front row. The second topic we know Trump will absolutely be talking about because he sees it as an accomplishment is, of course, immigration, his mass deportations, and closing the border. Immigration, of course, was one of the main reasons why Trump was reelected in 2024. But now there's also polling that shows many of those people who voted for Trump in 2024 say he may be going too far, especially in places like Minnesota. So it'll be interesting to also see how he frames that topic. He will likely bring up his accomplishments like the Laken Riley Act and the near zero net migration we saw in 2025. And the third thing we know Trump is going to talk about because he sees it as an accomplishment is the military action that he's been ordering, whether it be the boat strikes in international waters or the operation that took the Venezuelan dictator. And it's possible Trump could even be making an announcement about Iran, especially since he has amassed a huge military presence in the Middle East, while he continues to threaten Iran if they don't make a deal on their nuclear program. And that leads me to the last point, which is, how long is Trump going to talk? Well, the fact is, President Trump holds the record for longest address to Congress in history, and it happened just last year. Now, technically, Trump's speech last year was not a State of the Union because he had just come into office, and on the first year a president takes office, that speech is not called a State of the Union. So whatever you want to call it, Trump spoke last year for a record 1 hour, 39 minutes, and 32 seconds. We know that Trump regularly, whether it be at a White House event or a campaign event, talks for at least an hour. So when he said today that it's going to be a long speech, you can bet it'll be at least an hour, and maybe he's going to beat last year's record. Now, if you want to be technical, according to the American Presidency Project, the longest actual State of the Union address was delivered by President Clinton in the year 2000. That year, Clinton spoke to Congress for 1 hour, 28 minutes, and 49 seconds. So if you want to see how long all the other presidents spoke during their State of the Unions or non-State of the Union address, I will email the list out to you tonight, my Facts HQ email, which of course is always free. So make sure you sign yourself up.
We have a country that's now doing.
Okay. Okay, because I did watch him talk about this, what he wants to talk about. I don't know if you guys watched him or not. I get so tired of watching this guy. He said too long in the same paragraph. Is David in here? David, if you're in here, can you do gematria too long and then go back and do too long? If he's in here. David's good at this. Oh, there he is. Thank you. I don't know if he's using gematria in that, because I forgot about that he said it, or else I would have looked it up. But it is going to be long. He really didn't say like what he was going to talk about, but it's not going to be anything that we need to listen to, because it's going to be rambling on, and you could hear it in his voice. It's just like she said, it's going to be what happened from the very beginning. It's going to be on. You're not going to get any surprises. 2 + 8 = 9. Adjustment. Yeah, I don't think that's going to be it. I really don't think he's going to be telling us anything that we don't already know. But I will listen for a little while. If I am right, then I'm shutting it down, because the most important thing should come out at the very beginning. And I think he's going to ramble for quite some time. And that's my feeling. The way he was talking didn't give me any hope that there would be anything else but what happened at the beginning of the year when he got into office and 2025. So 2026, what do you have to talk about? If he's not going to tell us what we're going to get or what's coming, and nor will he say that, so what's he really going to say? It's up to you. You know, somebody sent me a thing. Hey, Len, there's going to be State of the Union. Can we watch it live all together? No, we're not going to do that because of just what I said. I do not feel or believe that he's going to say anything because again, it's going to be on RSBN. I'm not hearing it going on mainstream media. Why? Maybe they'll change it by today. I don't know, but I doubt it. If they do, hooray. But again, you've got to say something good. But if he's on mainstream media, you think he's going to announce something? Think about it. We were always told that we would be known first what was going to happen. That's why this movement was created, that we would know the information. But then they dumbed us down. Nothing standing out in an... Okay, thanks, David. Appreciate you, honey. Okay, there's nothing standing out gematria, so... Oh, I just got a message that it will be on all channels. Again, it's on all of them. ABC, NBC, and SNBC. Yep, it's on all of them. Okay, so it will be on all of them. If you want to listen to it, listen to it. Like I said, I'm going to listen to it at the beginning. The most important things should come out at the very beginning, not the rambling. The rambling should only be for about 5 minutes and then go on. The arrests are happening. They've been announced over and over. But again, I cannot prove it. And this is the problem we have. I'm hearing this person's arrested, this person got arrested, this person got arrested. I can't prove it. Can anybody prove that the arrests are being done? Then a while back, DJT said, Easter is our timeline. Why do we celebrate Easter? Now, I don't know if I'm right, but what DJT said about leaving my thought, what DJT said about leaving my thought is 4-2. He leaves in Easter 4-5. Something else happens. Star, I don't know. Every time we get our hopes up, it's slammed. So I don't know. Real, he's a puppet just like the rest of them. He's being told what to say. There's like 7 or 8 of them. They're all scripted. They all know how to act, which part they're supposed to be doing. That's with all of them. There's not one single one in the government that is the true person who they're supposed to be. But they are, and they have been playing and acting out as they're supposed to. We don't like it, but that's for the normies. And the long it's going, I don't think it's going to go that longer anymore. And I can't say tonight will tell you what's happening because it's not going to. But again, I'll listen to it. See, I'll listen to, if he keeps rambling, I'm not going to listen to it. But if something comes up, then I'll stop and I'll listen. I'll continue to listen. Oh, this was good. Now, this one, I did talk to somebody about this. And you may not understand it when I say that.
Trump owes the families of the United States and the families of the state of Illinois what seems to be about $2,000 per household for the illegal tariffs that he put on them. And so I want to know how he's going to,
Okay, so let me back this up. Somehow when I turned it on, it went straight to over the half line.
Yeah, well, Donald Trump owes the families of the United States and the families of the state of Illinois what seems to be about $2,000 per household for the illegal tariffs that he put on them. And so I want to know how he's going to, provide that money for the taxpayers, for the people of all of our states, but in particular for the state of Illinois. Yeah, well, Donald Trump owes the family.
Okay, so this is Illinois Governor J.B. Pitzler. And this was 3 days ago. I don't know if this is the right one for Illinois. Maybe some of you do, but this is supposedly him. Now, he's talking about the illegal tariffs. Do you guys know about them? That is him. So that's not an actor. Ooh, that's not nice to say. Is he an actor? Or is that actually him? Oh, well, he does look a little different. I really don't know. Tina, you're sure he's a 2.0? Because I was told everybody in the government area, and he's government, what I swear DJG said central casting regards to him a while back. I think he's an actor because he's in the government. What nevertheless, he was talking about illegal tariffs. Did you question that? What Star DJT said the other day at the governor's meeting in referring to them as central casting. Yeah, I saw that. Well, yes, there are an illegal tariff, but again, that's for another day. That's where the $2,000 will come from. I don't know when it's coming, but I do know it's coming. And yes, he didn't go to, okay. So in the script, and remember, it's a script. He did some tariffs he wasn't supposed to do, and it was to the people of the United States. And I can't tell you the way he did it. It doesn't really matter at this point. You will be getting it back. And that's why it's $2,000 per person, not per household. Tell you, there's a lot of things going on that just gotta wake up to. But see, the problem of it is what they do, you can't stop them because they're so sneaky about doing it. How can you stop them? What happened there? Oh, that's it. Okay. Now, the dates on this says yesterday. Okay, I want you to listen to her here again. Either I'm listening to it wrong. I want to know what's happening now. I don't want to hear what happened back in the past. I really don't care anymore. I heard enough that I'm sick to my stomach over it. We need to know what's happening now and moving forward. Let's listen to this. This absolutely, I'm not sure why she's got yesterday's date when she's talking about the illegal blows of the tariffs. Okay, let's just pay attention to this.
Bombshell decision and the biggest defeat so far for President Trump. The Supreme Court just ruled that no, Trump cannot impose whatever tariffs he wants, whenever he wants, on every country in the world. The justices said the way Trump has been imposing these tariffs is illegal. But that doesn't necessarily mean Trump is going to stop doing it. More on that in a second. The Chief Justice John Roberts wrote the majority opinion. He was joined by conservative justices Neil Gorsuch and Amy Coney Barrett for parts of his opinion, along with the 3 liberal justices. And throughout this opinion, the majority of the justices say every single argument that the Trump administration was using during oral arguments to justify imposing these tariffs using the International Emergency Economic Powers Act, or IEPA, failed. See, Trump has been arguing there is a national security threat when it comes to trade deficits and fentanyl. So he formally declared them as national emergencies. And he said the way he reads IEPA, if he's declared these emergencies in a bombshell decision and the biggest defeat so far for President Trump, the Supreme Court just ruled that no, Trump cannot impose whatever tariffs he wants, whenever he wants, on every country in the world. The justices said the way Trump has been imposing these tariffs
Do you believe that they are doing wrong with the tariffs? Melanie says, but since the Supreme Court acknowledged tariffs, it made another avenue available. Yes, it did. See, we used tariffs back years ago. It worked just fine. So now they're claiming everything he's doing with the tariffs is illegal. So I went looking for these illegal tariffs. Well, I didn't really undercover anything really spectacular, but there are some hanky-panky going on, which really, guys, I really can't say anything about it because I don't know if I'm allowed to, and I really don't want to be zapped out. I mean, and I know you guys can't find it because this person told me where to find it, and I didn't get permission yet. So let me get the permission, and I'll give you a link if I get that permission, and you can go and read this. See, now they're going back to hiding things again, and I don't like that. You know, it was smooth sailing, and now you're starting to get into the bumpy road. Again, why is it illegal? What is he doing? All the questions are starting to rise again. That's your 2 times. But if I can get that link, I'm going to, if I'm permitted to get the link, I'm going to give it to you. So I do have one person telling me that none of the tariffs are illegal. What makes them illegal is that they are keeping it from the people and still taking the taxes. Bingo. That's the link. See, the people that are out there, and even to us, we're still being taxed when the tariffs are supposed to take care of that. And all that money coming in is being withheld from the people. Are you getting what I'm saying? Watch them take me out. Does that make sense? The tariffs is what's supposed to be get rid of your taxation. That's a huge part of it. And we're all still being taxed. Go to the grocery store. It's 8.5% here. Go get gas. It's still up. All those tariffs should have been way down. We have our own oil. Hell, Texas, look at Texas. They're pumping it out constantly. They've never stopped. So that's why the governor of Illinois is going to go after Trump for illegal tariffs because the people have not been paid or stopped on their taxes. Now, I still will get a link to this, though. You cannot have both. North Dakota. That's right, Gordy. You guys are loaded with oil. Absolutely. So we don't have to go outside the country to bring oil in. They're pumping it constantly. We have no issues with oil. We never did. So what really stopped us in the whole tracks since COVID? Why did COVID be the thing to suppress us, keep us in this house, keep you away from everybody and your families? People were dying, being reported as being dying, and now we're all divided. Now the tariffs aren't working for the people. And Chevron and everything's been signed. All the executive orders are there, but it's still happening because he can't sign them legally. Think the process. You'll figure it out. All right. Obviously, you guys heard of the aliens are coming, right? This is their next thing. The aliens are coming. I do not believe in them. Not what you think. I don't believe that they fall out of the sky or they walk on the moon or they do any of that. But that's their next move. Well, they're already talking about them, actually. I don't know. Why can't I find it? Probably bleeped her out. I'm pretty good at that lately. Oh, what did I do with her? No. Okay. Something happened. I just had her. There she is. All right. She's going to say, beware the scams. I am not messaging you. So this is what it's going to say, but she's going to tell you about aliens and where you are today. But she's gentle and I like her. So let's listen.
Nothing is as it seems. Nothing. So now we've got the UAP file, so let's talk about it. What the truth of everything really is. The only truth that really matters is the truth that resonates with your spirit. But can you hear that truth? The biggest question of all. This world has trained us to silence that truth that lies within us. The Christians are out here screaming, oh, the aliens are demons. Well, in Amos 5:8, it talks about the Pleiades and the Orions. In the book of Enoch, it goes so much deeper, but you were told to only seek what you were given. So let's expand our minds just a little bit. Aliens are coming. No, they're already here. They come in many shapes, many forms. There's nothing to fear. They've always been here. You believe that human beings are the only species in the universe? Your mind has to expand a little bit more than that, right? There is a darkness to the aliens, but they've been here for centuries, thousands of years. Where there is darkness, there is also light. My belief are guardian angels. In the book of Enoch, it talks about the spinning wheel in the sky. They don't come from other planets. I don't believe that for a second. They're right here, our protectors, our guides. They exist on a higher plane than we do. Pleiadians, Orions, Syrians, Lyrans, just a little snidbit. Understand, there is nothing to fear. Only thing to fear is fear itself. Know who you are. Remember who you are. The truth is stranger than fiction. And we're all about to get a big dose of it. The word revelation only means to reveal. To the religious that are all screaming, it's the end of days. No, this is the beginning. The meek shall inherit the earth. The righteous shall inherit the earth. The darkness is being rid right now. And we just have to watch it play out. There's nothing to fear. Hold on to your light. Everything is happening exactly how it's meant to.
I think she said that extremely well. I think they've already been here, but our minds and our heart would not choose to see them. But they are not aliens. they walk around just like you and I. You know, I don't know how many of you remember this, but I told the story where I had been in my car, I went to Walmart, met a friend of mine. We had lunch. When I walked in, it was wintertime, but there was no snow. But by the time we had lunch and we were talking and everything, we came out and we had a snow blizzard. So I says, I got to run. She only lived down the street. I lived about 7 or 8 miles away, maybe 10. It was so icy and just snow everywhere. Within that short of time, again, back then we didn't know the weather machine was going or the manipulation was happening. So as I was going home, just, being careful, making sure that I didn't go off the road, that I could see, watch other people. Well, I had to go over the railroad tracks. And so before I got up to the railroad tracks, I looked over to see if I could make it down over, or if I could get, down where I wouldn't hit a car. So I looked over and I says, okay, well, I think I'm okay. I don't think I'll slide into them. So I went over the railroad tracks and I went down the slope and I just came right up on top of them before hitting them. But before I did that, I felt this presence. And I said, wow, that's weird. So I'm sitting there and all of a sudden I look in my back rearview mirror and all I said was, oh my gosh, Daisy Dukes is coming over there. Slow down, girl. And right when I said that, bam, then the ripple effect started. But before that happened, I felt this pressure on my chest and my head go back. And when I looked down, I thought, wow, what is that? But it hurt. I touched it and I was like, wow, what was that? So I get out of the car because I heard a screaming child. And I ran to each car and asked everybody if they were okay. And I found the child was in the very first car. And so I asked the people in the car if the child was okay. And they said, well, we think so, and so forth and so on. Across the street was a payphone because we didn't have I didn't have my cell phone and I didn't know about the others. So I went over there and I used the payphone and I called 911 and I told them where we were at. So after all that was done, then nobody really got hurt or anything like that. The children were fine. So I got home and I was going to take a shower. So I took my clothes off and I turned on the water and I looked down at my chest and I had a handprint. And I said, what in the world is that? So I felt that maybe God put his hand on me, but I really didn't know. And so it was very sore, puffed out, but then it went away. And I didn't think any more of it. So a couple of years ago, I started hearing about aliens. And I said, oh, no. So then as the years went on, I kept hearing maybe they're here on Earth. I said, nope, not happening. So a friend of mine was in a car accident. Now, typically, that as bad as she got hit and hurt, she shouldn't be here. So when I went to the hospital, there wasn't a scratch on her. So I asked her, I says, can I ask you something? She says, what? I mean, she was sore. And they had her in the hospital for testing, make sure she was okay everywhere. And I said, how hard were you hit? And then she described everything. And I was like, she goes, I know, don't tell me. I shouldn't be here. I said, you shouldn't. She goes, what do you mean? I said, have you looked at yourself? Well, because her neck had a brace on it, she couldn't lift her head up. So I took a picture on my phone and I showed her, that's your leg. She goes, no, that's not. I go, that's your leg. Her leg was broken and hanging in these cracks, open skin. And you could see the blood vessels. And then her shoulder was sliced and they had tubes running all in that, and it was going into her neck. Now, that part I didn't understand until later. But to look at her, there was no way. Her body was so mangled and torn, and she lost so much blood. But there she laid. Who helped her? Who pushed her back to get out of harm's way? Who saved her life? See, these are things that I still question. Guardian angels is what I used to say. Maybe they are guardian angels. But there is something. I think God has something here for us, Callie girl. There is something here. I don't know if to call them aliens, but there is something here. Think back. Did something happen to you that maybe you didn't understand? Why? Or who helped you? Because I think a lot of us has went through that. All right, now here's my girl, and I had to listen to her, and of course, now I'm going to play her. She cracks me up, but she's right, but she cracks me up. I think it's because she's from the South. She gets riled really fast. Because of Southern people, man, I'll tell you what, they get really riled.
Dear Mr. President, this is coming from we, the American people, and we have one simple question, sir. Can we be liberated from the corruption in our own country the same way that you helped liberate the Venezuelans from theirs? Because whether people want to admit it or not, we have our own versions of narco-terrorists, warmongers, and power-hungry authoritarians that walk freely up in Washington, D.C. They wear suits instead of uniforms. They hide behind committees instead of cartels. And they rob the American people in broad daylight. You showed the world that it just takes hours to cross a border, identify corruption, and to remove a dictator in the dead of night. Meanwhile, here at home, we are watching the same corrupt figures walk freely year after year with zero accountability, zero consequences, and zero shame. And let me be crystal clear, sir. We are happy for this Venezuelan people. We celebrate their freedom. We are celebrating their justice. But we are also asking, when is it our turn? When will that swift justice apply to those who abuse power here? When will that accountability reach the people who launder influence through policies? Who treat the American taxpayers like unlimited funding? We are told to trust the system, but the same system audits us, fines us, and threatens us, all while they're simultaneously protecting all of those at the top. Sir, we are not asking for chaos. We are asking for equal justice, because freedom doesn't stop at foreign borders, and corruption does not become acceptable just because it wears an American flag on its lapel. Mr. President, the American people are watching. We are paying attention, and we are asking respectfully, firmly, and loudly, when will the liberation from corruption come home? Dear Mr.
Well said. You agree? Mr. President, fake president, we stand with her. And I'm sure that a lot of other people do too. We thank him, or we wink wink, that he liberated Venezuela. Now it's our turn. So, Mr. President, let the words be heard from everyone here and those that want to join in. Let it happen now. I'm telling you, I love this girl. I absolutely love her. She's not afraid to speak out. She does it in certain different ways. I absolutely love this girl. And when I've reached out to her several times, but I think I got the wrong, her wrong email. So I'm going to check into that. But she's absolutely 100% correct. When is it our time? Yeah, Mr. President, whomever you are. Do we even have a president? Remember, they said Trump was going to be the last president. Which Trump? All right. So again, the cartoons were telling us what we already have. And we didn't pay attention.
This is The Jetsons. It's a show that aired in the 1960s where it talked about the future of humanity, and they are technologically advanced. They're able to use flying transportation. They have androids, robots in their home to do their cleaning. They have a robotic dog. And they work jobs where you can see each other through the screen. Now, what's interesting about this is as you look through these episodes that came out in the 1960s, here we are today. And these things are being rolled out one by one. In the Jetsons, they have watches where you could communicate FaceTime through the watches. Now, it makes me wonder, how are you able to accurately predict what is being rolled out right now in 2026? And it makes me just think, like, have you already known about this and you're just introducing this to the public for you to accurately show that there will be a day where you can walk through a conveyor belt, everything will be done for you, your hair will be done, all you do is extend out your arms and you'll get washed up, you'll get dried, you'll get dressed, all by robots? And AI is currently on the cusp of replacing every human job. Coincidence? This is the Jetsons.
Okay, so I did watch The Jetsons. It was one of my favorite. So I do not believe in Looking Glass, and I've got my own reasons why I don't. But when I told you, a lot of things started years and years and years ago that we didn't understand. But they put it right in front of our face because it was a cartoon, or it was a storytelling time, or it was a movie about something. Who, I should say, there was someone or a group of them that knew what was going to happen. And instead of revealing it so they didn't get massacred, they put them out in different ways for us to be known for what is about to happen in the future. Okay, now that's a good one. Pate says, so are we going back or forward to the future? Okay, so going back to the future, that means you got to have something to go back with. That's the looking glass. Or is it a group of certain identities that knew about this and they tried to tell the people in different forms? See, I don't believe everything that we've been told is the truth, especially when it comes to somebody over there on the other side. No, I don't believe that. I believe there was people that was here and they took them out before they could get these programs out to us while they were here. And because they may have designated these things to other people, they were put on TV and given out to us. I mean, there could be a lot of scenarios to this. And if we knew when we were watching it, not necessarily the, what the heck is the name of it? The Jetsons. There's a whole lot of things being told to us. And now you have to decipher which one is the truth, which one isn't. And I feel that this was programmed long time ago because I've seen too many things that just doesn't make sense. But you guys have to believe what you believe. And I want you to do that. But dig. And dig further. And you'll see things I've seen that just doesn't make sense. But then after you see all that's coming out, now it's beginning to. And sometimes you do have to be shown and not told. But when it comes to the people who make the decisions of all of the decisions, we need to have the truth out here. Now is not the time to play the games. It never was with the government, but they made it into that. Now we need to stop it. And that's why I'm glad she called him out. Mr. President, when is it going to be our time? Now, say we the people. Wait a minute, let me see if this is. Oh, I got to play this video for you. It's Doubting Thomas. It says the rich people has it. And this man is so cute. He's so adorable to me.
The med beds are coming out. It cures 6,000 diseases, and we're taking farmer down.
Wait, so what are med beds?
Med beds, you get in it, and it goes through light and frequencies. It heals your DNA.
I think I saw Donald Trump post this on Truth Social, didn't he?
Yes, and it's true, and they're coming out. They're already out on the East Coast, but there are more coming out. They're coming worldwide. the med bed. It'll grow an arm, leg.
I'd heard that is actually just a conspiracy theory, the med beds thing. It's not a real thing.
Yeah, it is. It's real. You know who had them? Cabal. The rich people had them underneath tunnels, and they got in them. That's why they live so long. They're 80, 90 years old.
Rich people like who?
Rockefellers. You know, yeah. The Bushes. All the presidents.
George H.W. Bush is dead.
Yes. First, 2026.
I loved his persistent. He was just putting it right out there to him. That was so cool. Yay, kudos for him. I love it. Yes, we do have them on the East Coast. You have them in Texas. You have them in California. They just have not been released yet to the public. They are coming. They were supposed to be scheduled for February, March. March isn't over yet. Let's see what happens. Oh, I know, Tina. I talked about that last week. The tanning beds look so as if it's a med bed. Yes. You think maybe they just got to trade something out to make one of those tanning beds a med bed? That'd be pretty good. Okay, this was yesterday. This is from Majid. Things have really been quiet about the RV. I don't know why, but I'm not hearing much. I hear once in a while something about a bank story, but I really haven't heard much. Maybe you have, but I'm not hearing it. But here's Majid saying regime change in Iraq. Al-Hada sources. Washington is giving Baghdad a deadline, either a government far from Tehran or harsh sanctions. Washington gives Baghdad until Friday to form a government not subject to Iran influence. American warns of a severe sanctions if a government close to Iran is formed. America pressure on Iraqi political forces regarding government formation. New headline from the Trump administration to determine the course of the Iraqi government. And then you can see the writing here. Then you can go show more. And then I'm going to translate this for you. So this says exactly what he says up there. So that was a translation from Iraq. So it says the same thing. Washington gave Baghdad, and then Washington gave Baghdad again Friday. So it says the same thing. So I'm glad he's showing that. Let me go back to that. So he did this, as I said, 5:38 p.m. yesterday. So Washington is giving him a deadline, either a government far from Tehran or harsh sanctions. Giving them to Friday. subject to Iran influence. The Baghdad until Friday. Okay. So now we got to look to see what happens before Friday. I don't think anything's going to happen before Friday. Wait a minute. I did hear something about the 1st and the 2nd. I know there's a lot of things going on this month, like Purim. Next month. Do you guys think anything's going to happen next month? Isn't Friday the last day of the month? Wait a minute, let me see. No, it's Saturday. So Friday is the 27th. No, I don't think it's going to happen. Not this month. Because he's giving it to him till Friday, which is the 27th. Because I'm hearing something's going to happen March 1st or 2nd. What's March 7th, Gordy? Beach Life, I'm with you on that one. And I said that before. Everything is hush, hush, and quiet. And then the RV goes. But also, if you look in the past, as I said before, you always saw a revaluation in the United States when there was a war. Now, if you go back to reading NESARA, GESARA, rumors or no rumors or talk about rumors, you can't have that. So which is it? Right? So if you get away from all that and you go into everything being quiet, which we know then bam, 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 things start popping off, that could happen. Gotta think that scenario out. I'm telling you, there's gotta be something that's good gonna happen for the people. I'm so tired of him not answering people's letters. And well, we know it's not him, but somebody should be doing something. I'm telling you, it can go at any time. Everything's been set and done. And you know what's funny? I didn't hear him one time last week say anything about July. He was so gun, and you know what? But then now I'm saying that, it seems like everything is this big hype and then it stops. A big hype and then it stops. You know, like the Epstein file, big hype and it stopped. Some people are still trying to share it. Are you seeing that? March 3rd is a full moon. A lot has been going on during the new moon and a full moon. That's true. The whole thing is done, correct. I don't know what they're waiting for typical men scratching Well, I can't say that. July is only 5 months away. Guys, can you believe we're getting ready to go into March already? I felt like we were just in fall. I'm not kidding. Okay, so my Japanese, or whatever, Japanese trees, I don't know what you call them. I have two of them, one in the backyard, one in the front. Well, they were completely dead. I'm looking out the window right now, and the red is back in bloom. They should have died completely after all the freezing. That's what I was afraid of. These would die. I'm looking out the window right now, and they have red blooms on them. Say what? You think time is speeding up? Blood moon, March 3rd. That's true. I don't think they're Japanese maples. These are like a deeper red than those. Yeah, I think time warping is going on. Nancy says, I have blooms in my flower garden. Did you get bad weather? Like storms, ice, and a lot of snow? Okay, what banks are you guys talking about? And what are you talking about them? You have 3 dandelions? Dandelions? Dandelions. Wow. Yeah, the time change is Sunday, March 8th. So the time change is on March 8th on Sunday. Your dandelions bloomed all winter long? Wait, did you have ice and snow and everything? How can they bloom? Yes, 30 inches of snow and no electricity. Say what? You're on the generator now? Oh. Any of you in New York with that massive snowstorm? The daffodils are coming up. See? So they're trying to bring spring in now, but yet we're still getting snow. Oh, I know why. It's like I said, they're flushing out the old. And yes, my snow melted, by the way. It didn't burn. It melted. Ground temperature, snowy and slick. Yeah, but Gordy, it was frozen here before it even snowed. Everything was frozen to the ground. That right there, back in the day before this all happened, you would never see that happen. Wait a minute, Nancy says it's bad in Massachusetts coastline. We are in a banned emergency shutdown. Wow. Ooh, you had some bad things up there. 26 inches in Dutchess County, New York. Wow. Your fig tree is budding? Wake up, guys. They're bringing spring in. Yay! Please bring it in and get rid of the snow. We're done with it. Northeast, we are buried in snow. Everybody had to stay off the roads. They were all snowed in, and you can't get out of your driveway. Where in Northeast were you, SH? Rhode Island, 32 inches. On top of the 18 inches? Wow. Well, from what I'm hearing, it should be over. I'm going back to make sure there's nothing I need you to know. February going out with a bang. Has anybody heard what March's weather is going to be at the beginning? Has anybody heard the forecast for March? And I don't want to hear about that thing in the ground. I'm going to see if I can't find what the forecast is for March. Of course, that can change too. Star says YouTube channel is calling for snow East Coast. For when? High temperatures with storms in Texas. Well, we're still in February. That's okay. I'm talking about March. We got snow yesterday. It snowed all day, so it's about. Oh, it was so sad because it was so pretty and the snow was gone, and we were able to get out and pull some of those bushes out, and then I wake up to this and they are absolutely. I mean, they told us that it was going to happen, but sometimes it doesn't happen. So I was like, please don't let it happen. Please don't let it happen. I love it right now. Just don't let it happen. And yeah, it snowed all day and got up this morning and yeah, yuck. So there you go for that one. Janice says March looks normal for us in Cali. Yay! See, here in March, it's always been unpredictable. They could say you're having a wonderful March and everything looks good. And then 2 days later, we've got massive rain and it's cold or it's snowing and predictable programming. That's what I predict. Anyway.
In the silence you are speaking. In the waiting you are near. Every breath becomes an altar as your presence draws me here. I lay down every distraction. I turn my eyes to you. In the heart of prayer, heaven opens wide. I can feel your fire burning deep inside. Every fear undone by the sound of grace. Here I stand made new. In the heart of prayer. When the night is long and heavy, you are steady as the dawn. Even in my weakest moments, you are faithful, holding on. I lay down every distraction. I turn my eyes to you. In the heart of prayer, heaven opens wide. I can feel the fire burning deep inside. Every fear undone by the sound of grace. Here I stand made new. In the heart of prayer, Spirit fall, awaken us, break our walls with holy love. Spirit move, ignite our faith till all we are is yours. In my heart, prayer, heaven opens wide. I am fully yours, with my head held high, every chain undone by the sound of grace. Now I stand alive in the heart of
Down the Santa Cruz boardwalk, little hands in yours, Laughter in the salt air, footprints on the shore. Sarah chasing seagulls, Michael running free, Eric laughing at the monkey climbing that old tree. We drove down to Monterey, watched the seals play in the foam, and every wave that kissed the sand made Aptos feel like home. Oh, Beverly, ocean light, love like eucalyptus in the night, drifting soft through memory. You wrapped us in your kindness endlessly. You saw the good in everything and loved us just the same. Your warmth still fills the coastal wind every time we say your name.
My apologies for the second song, but it lapped over and I couldn't get it to stop until it reached a certain marker. It was a pretty song, but it's not one that I had picked out. I don't know how that got attached, but anyway, it was a pretty song. Guys, I want you to go out. Have a beautiful day. Oh, guess what? The sun just popped out. See, God is always hearing us say, we want things that are beautiful, warm, healthy. And he hears us, and the sun just popped out. Wow, I got goosebumps. Guys, it's been a nice morning with you. I so miss you. And I wish I had more for you, but things just are not coming out the way they should be. And so we got to sit tight a little bit. Let's see what's going to happen. State of the Unions tonight. I am posting things sometimes down in Telegram. It doesn't necessarily have any reference to anything. It's just something I want you to hear. Some things have been vetted on the information. Pay attention to what I'm putting down there. I'm not always putting things down there because I can't get them vetted. There was a song that I did put down there that somebody requested because they wanted to hear it. So I am posting down there, just not as often as I used to. And there is nobody there. The only thing you can do is go and read, listen. You can't chat because, number one, I do not like Telegram. So we limited it so that you can have, things from us. And if you need something shared, I can share it, or Ghost can. But we don't do that anymore. And safety is everything. There is just so many spams and scams going on, and people getting other people's things, and we don't do that here. And we don't share information. So we never did, and we never will. So know when you're here, you're safe. And when you're in our Telegram, you're safe. The only thing you have to do is ask me to post or ghost, and we will do it for you. And because we're family. We love talking. We love being with you. And we grow together. And we learn together. And you guys, whether you know it or not, you've come a long way. A very long way. And you should be proud of yourself. And I know you're tired. We're all tired. But hang in. As long as we have each other, we'll make it through. Believe in each other, trust in each other, love each other as God loves us. Because we love you. is why we come up. And right now it may only be 2 days, but it won't be that long. At least I hope not, for them to get done whatever they're doing. You know, I saw a pole the other day, and I asked Ghost as we were driving by, what is that? Well, it's this big, long, 80-foot pole with this big white, like, I don't even know how to describe it. So I said, what is that? Well, of course we don't know. And there's no way for me to find out now unless I go to the city, and then I'm going to have to take a snapshot. You know what? That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a snapshot of it and go up to the city and ask them what that is. They put one there and one about 3 or 4 miles down the road. Has anybody seen any changes going on? I mean, I just noticed it. That could have been there for a month. I don't know. But I just noticed it wasn't there before. And I don't know what it's for. There's no wires to it. It's just standing there. And it's got this big white, like a big long Q-tip. That's the best way I can describe it. It looked like a big long Q-tip, Jamie. It was white on top and a long like pole or stick. And it looked like a big Q-tip. But it's massive. I mean, it's just, I don't know. There's no wires to it. And it's strange that there's one here. And I would say where the other one is probably about 3 or 4 miles away from that one. Kind of strange. So I'm going to take a picture of it and I'll go to City Hall and see what they say. They tell me, because service should be able to tell me. Anyway, I want you to go out, have a good day, laugh, have joy, and be at peace, because everything, as you know, is just fine. God has quieted the world just for a moment. And everything will be starting up again. But always use your discernment. Go to God with questions. And his timing is always perfect. That being said, let's stop the chat and let's go to prayer. Arlene says, breaking news, dozens of demon boycott Trump's State of the Union. Dozens of demon rats? Oh, okay. Father, we come to you this morning. We thank you for the sun coming out. Wow, it's so pretty. Father, we know things are beginning to change, and we see spring popping in, even though snow is on the ground and the ice is covering the cars. It has begun. Spring is popping up, and we see it for our own eyes. We thank you for giving us the eyes and the ears to see and to hear, and the beauty that's about to come. Father, we thank you for this morning, for our family, for us being united again. It seems like forever, but we know it's only a few days. Father, we thank you for loving us and for giving us the things that we ask for. It may not be what we need, but we get what we have to have. And we pray that there is no more people that are worried about what's to come. But we know they are. They're out there. So we're asking you to go to them, comfort them, and let them know that all is okay. And I thank you for this family, for those that are listening. May they always know that we love them. You love them. Because we are a family. We stick together. We love, we laugh, we cherish. And that alone is a blessing. I ask this morning that you help Garnetta's friend who is recovering from a leg surgery. Father, may you heal her. May you keep her comfortable. And may it be a short recovery. Because you know that you are the one and the only one that can do that. To give her what she needs and to give her what she wants. And this we ask, that a recovery time, as if she's never had any pain and no scars, take them both. We want to pray for Linda's mother-in-law, who's having a heart surgery this morning. Father, we ask that you be with her. Talk in her ear and let her know that you're there. Let her know that she wasn't dreaming, that you were actually speaking with her. Father, comfort her. Keep her warm and keep her safe, for your hands are on her completely. Be with the family so they can tell her that she's fine and well, and they rejoice. We pray for all those unspoken, whatever they need, that they're met, and may they rejoice. May they hear you, and may they know that everything is done in your time, by your hands. For you are our Father, Yahweh. We love you, and we know you certainly love us in a mighty way. Father, watch over everyone as we go out today. As they go and they see the snow coming down, or maybe it's cold and frigid, this too is going to pass. Guide them, protect them, and give them a lot of laughter. They deserve it. Be with the children. May they be safe. For many, they is gone. But for those that are left behind, it's a good thing. Those that were found are older now. And I ask that you clear their mind of all the horrific things they had to go through. And one day we'll hear about it, how bad it actually was. But we know your process is finding the children because they belong to you. Father, we're also asking to let whoever the president of this country is, to give faith, to give the healing to the people, and let the blessings be released, because they come from you, not man. And this, Father, we ask in your name. On this cold day, which we still rejoice. And we all said, amen. I kept you long today. I apologize, but we'll see you back here on Thursday. If they cancel because we're getting more snow and they can't be out here, which it looks like they left. I can't see quite everything right now. I will come up, I'll try to send the notifications up as soon as possible. If anything else does happen, I will be up here. Don't worry about it. We've got it all taken care of. We're working the best we can with what we've got. Know that you're loved. We love you. God loves you. Your friends love you. Your family loves you. How much more can you ask for? Go out and enjoy your day. and know that we are here. And we'll see you back here on Thursday. Bye-bye, everybody.